YouTubers or Yelpers. I am making this video response to my Lasik eye surgery. I wanted to put the whole thing I wrote today on Yelp, but it wouldn't fit, so I am just going to read it to you. So here I go. The scary part. I'd scheduled an appointment for Lasik a few years ago and then chickened out before my appointment. I'd scheduled an appointment with a doctor who I knew nothing of besides my insurance told me that I'd get a discount with them. The doctor sent me a link to FDA's website where the first thing I read went something to the effect of, you know you're a good candidate for Lasik if A, you're a risk taker. I will gladly jump out of an airplane, but I'm not going to take risks with my eyeballs. The decision. This all changed 2 weeks ago during a regular checkup with Dr. Miyamoto and Dr. Kawamoto in Gardena, who are absolutely wonderful, by the way. You should totally go to them. During my exam, I asked Dr. Kawamoto about Lasik. As it turns out, nearly everyone in their office had the procedure done, including Drs. Miyamoto and Dr. Kawamoto, who actually had her procedure done with my doctor, my surgeon, Dr. Lusby. How scary or risky could it be if doctors themselves are having it done, and excellent doctors at that? Suddenly, Lasik dropped way down on my scary, risky table. Now I was excited about possibly never having to wear glasses or contacts again. I consider this the first time that my eyes were checked and that they went to see if I was a candidate for Lasik. I promptly scheduled an appointment with InVision and met with Carol, who made me feel really comfortable. She addressed all my concerns and answered all my questions. She ran some tests with me, and then I met with Dr. Shin, and I think that she checked my prescription again. And then, to my surprise, I met with my surgeon, Dr. Lusby. He had excellent bedside manners, and he was very nice and comforting and answered all of my questions. I felt really easy. It felt really easy talking to him. My triple check. I was sent back to Dr. Miyamoto's office where Dr. Kawamoto checked my prescription, and then she dilated my eyes, and then she checked my prescription again. And then I got to meet with Gina in their office, who had just had the Lasik done like the Wednesday before. So it was really nice to be able to talk with somebody who's been through the procedure firsthand, because it's kind of freaky. I mean, it's not something that you have to do, and they're laser blading your eyeballs. It's scary. So it was nice being able to talk to her firsthand, and that's why I'm doing this video for you. The big day was yesterday. I had my surgery. I arrived at 2 o'clock, and Carol greeted me again. I felt like she was like my own personal Lasik angel guiding me through the whole thing. I always met with her, and she always walked me through everything. She did some more tests again, the little parachute test and the crazy eye scanner thing, and then Dr. Shin came in and she checked my prescription again. I had now been tested, checked, and rechecked 4 times. Then Stephanie, who was super sweet and ultra cute, she walked me through the scariest part of the consent form, where you sign away all kinds of scary things. The stuff that I didn't read or pay attention to when I went skydiving, but with your eyeballs, it's a little bit different. But she was really sweet walking me through everything, and then she helped me to understand the care credit, which is a way I signed up to finance the procedure. It's 0% financing for 24 months unless you default, at which point you are retroactively responsible for the interest rate from the amount that you financed. We were getting closer, and I was escorted into a waiting room where I met with Dr. Lusby again. He was really calm and caring and comforting. He told me that while they would be creating my flap, to not move a muscle. He said, just pretend like I'm a zombie. Don't breathe or do anything. And he said that he talks really hypnotically to help me do that, and he did. He's kind of funny, actually. Carol then took me into a quiet waiting room, and she cleaned my eyes. She gave me some Xanax and some Advil. I think she put drops in my eyes again. She put my hair in this fancy hairnet with tissues to catch all the drops coming from my eyes. She went over my care package that they had for me with sunglasses and the drugs they were giving me for that night. And this is right before it's happening, and I'm starting to get nervous, and thank goodness this is when my husband shows up. So almost as soon as he gets there, they escort me into the surgery room, and my husband was able to sit right outside, and I'm in a big, huge, like, glass operating room, so he could see the whole thing, and then also, as you can see, he videoed the procedure itself. So, the procedure. It's a little chilly in the glass-walled operating room. Angie positions me on the first bed and covers me up with the blankie. Brian, the tech, walks me through what's going to happen, as has everybody before this point, but none of it really sunk in because it wasn't really happening. Well, now it's really happening. Brian's putting numbing drops in my eyes and is comforting me as I'm freaking out and wondering what would happen if I had to sneeze. He makes me laugh and does his best to calm me down. He tells me that he had the procedure and he was freaked out too, and that put me at ease the most. Enter Dr. Lusby. He slides me to the right and positions my right eyeball under a machine. It's all happening now, and I'm half considering bailing from the operating table. He puts a cover over my left eye, and there's a blinking red eye for me to look at. I do my best zombie. Dr. Lusby inserts a ring in my eyelid to keep it open. He's pushing on it, and the light goes away, and it's all dark now. Strangely, I'm calm. I guess I'm committed at this point. During the process, I'm wondering if this is the laser cutting my eyes as I'm looking at the red light. He slides me to the left under another machine, and I can't see anything but dark now. I felt something almost like a puff of air on my right eye. I'm doing my best zombie stare at my best guess at what straight is. Dr. Lusby's counting down for me. I really like that. He tells me that it's done and asks me gently to close my eyes. I'm glad to do so. My flap's just been created. He repeats this on my left eye. I'm not freaking out anymore. I don't feel as much of a puff. They take my shield off, and Angie tells me to open my eyes and helps me up as she walks me to the other bed. I avoid looking at anything but the floor, even though my husband's like 6 feet away from me. Everything looks like you're kind of looking through wax paper. I'm positioned on the next bed. I'm no longer freaked out, just going with the flow. This time, my right eye is positioned under a blinking green eye. My left eye is covered. Someone puts more drops in my eyes. Dr. Lusby tells me to look at the green light. I have no idea what's going on here, thankfully. The green light moves around, and as instructed by Dr. Lusby, I do my best to follow it. There's a bunch of red lights moving around with the green light, and I'm thinking they're lasers. They're not. The green light gets bigger and fuzzier, and then there's bright lights around it. Dr. Lusby says the laser is warming up. I hear a buzz, and I smell a smell. This is the laser. I hear who I think is Angie counting down from 18. The buzz and the smell stop. Dr. Lusby tells me, and it's true, that the green light is getting clearer. He seems to be sweeping a dental pick or something across my eyeball, up and down, back and forth. Feels like he puts drops of stuff into each corner of my eye. And then he sweeps what looks like the world's tiniest vacuum / squeegee all over my eyeball. There's more action with the dental tool also. He tells me it looks good, takes the thing out, asks me to close my eye gently, which I'm glad to do. I'm prepared now. He does my other eye, and I'm prepared now, and for some reason it seems like this eye takes a few seconds longer. I have a really slight burning sensation that happens on my left eye, but it's not bad. It's not painful. Obviously, you're looking at the video that my husband posted for this. Angie helps me up from the bed over to a chair, and Dr. Lusby looks at my eye with a bright light and tells me everything looks great, and I'm happy. We take a picture together, and I'm sure I look ultra hot with my hair in that fancy cafeteria lady net. And then post-op, I'm taken into the exam room, and Carol tells me I did great. She tapes these clear shields to my eyes so I can't touch them. She gives me half a Xanax and tells me to go home and try to keep my eyes closed. I instinctively want to keep my eyes closed. It's not like they are hurting or anything. There's a little bit of discomfort, but it just feels good to close my eyes. My husband takes me home and I go straight to bed. They gave me Dalmane, I think is the name of it. I took one of those and 2 Aleve, and as I was trying to go to sleep, my eyes were burning. It wasn't like I couldn't stand it, but it was definitely uncomfortable, but I was going to sleep anyway. So I slept for 5 hours, and then my husband woke me up and he had some snacks for me, and I took my other Dalmane and went to sleep for another 10 hours. And then this morning, I woke up. And I was a little concerned because things were still a little fuzzy, like I couldn't see my clock completely clearly, but I think that's because of the shields that I had on my eyes. I went back to Envision, and Carol met me again today for my follow-up. She took my shields off, and she put all my drops in for me. Dr. Shin came in and did a test, and I see 20/15 now. Carol went over my drop plan. There's lots to remember, but she gave me all the instructions in writing, and I'm using my phone as an egg timer. I have to do this drop, and then this drop, and then this drop. 5 minutes in between the first ones, 15 minutes in between the other ones, and then I have these drops too for whenever I want. I can use those whenever I want. Basically, I feel great. Besides the burning that I had when I was drifting to sleep yesterday, it doesn't seem like anything even happened to me at all today. I think that I can see better now than I could with my glasses or my contacts. When I look out my window across the way, I can see leaves on trees behind buildings that I didn't even know were trees before with my glasses. If you can afford it or afford to finance it, I would highly recommend that you do it. And do it with Dr. Miyamoto/Kawamoto and Envision. I'm super excited about not having to stress glasses at nighttime when I'm watching TV or fighting with my husband about where they are, or packing up contact lenses and lens solution and lens cases and glasses when we go on vacation at the end of this month. I just think it's wonderful, and I couldn't be happier, and I hope you do it too. Thanks for watching.